Best landing spots for Aaron Rodgers if he leaves Green Bay. We all know this whole season has been chock full of turmoil. Season started off weird. Aaron Rodgers got a little weird in the middle of the season. Got a lot of stuff going on. Everything got a little weird, right? So I think that most people would be surprised if Aaron Rodgers was still a member of the Packers after this season. I think most people would probably be surprised if he was still on the Packers. So the question that I have for you, Mr. Sanudo, is if he does leave, where do you think he lands? Or what would be the best landing spot? I don't want to say where do you think he'll land. I want to ask you where would be the best place for him to land.
I'm going to go with the Denver Broncos. I think that's the clear favorite. As of right now, I've been looking at sports books. I think Denver is clear and high above everyone. And I've been seeing the Saints as well. That would probably be my second option because it's a dome. I know you're in a division with Brady, but at the same time, who do you have else in the division? You have the Panthers and the Falcons. I mean, But, Rodgers is used to that cold atmosphere. He's been in Green Bay all of his life pretty much at this point. You go to Denver, they've already solidified their wide receiver core, keeping Sutton, keeping Tim Patrick. You still have Noah Fant. You got a formidable running backs with Javonte Williams and Melvin Gordon. And that defense is, I think they've been just as good without Von Miller. So, I think the only thing Denver has to worry about pretty much is their quarterback position. And that's been a little bit of a reason why they've been losing games, with Teddy Bridgewater. And once you plug in Rodgers, he's only going to be a year older. If he turns out to be like a Brady where he can still play at an elite level, I could totally see him being good in Denver. And again, look at that division. Yes, you have the Chiefs, but are they really a world beater that, if you go to the Chiefs, you're not going to win? Like the narrative 2 years ago? No. So he can easily win in that division. The Chargers, I see, they still have, obviously, Justin Herbert, but I think Denver is the clear-cut favorite for Rodgers.
Okay. I understand. I hear you. What about you, Paul?
I got to say this, that, Brian, I wish you would change the question below us in this graphic. Best landing spots for Aaron Rodgers if he leaves Green Bay, when he leaves Green Bay. Right.
When he leaves. They win.
It's just a format. But thankfully, Brian, because I am the great analyst that you have on this show, you're welcome.
I've heard. The following that you have is just the viewers of this particular program love you most.
Am I the greatest analyst that's ever lived? I won't say that, but other people have. But anyway, let's get back.
You'll get your flowers.
The fact of the matter is, the two things are the same. You said, where do we think he will land? You don't want to know the answer to that question. You just want to know the best landing spot. But guess what? I'll hit two birds with one stone. Somewhat inhumane, but I'll do it for you because they're the same exact place. They are the Carolina Panthers, are both the best landing spot and where he will actually land. I know Ryan, our boy, just a second ago said his second spot was the Saints for this reason and that reason. Yeah, you had the right division, but the wrong team, my friend. Look at that division for a second. The Falcons, they're a hot bag of trash, okay? Yeah. The Falcons are terrible. So wipe them off the board. Okay, the New Orleans Saints, Trevor Siemian, Taysom Hill now. Sean Payton, what are you doing? They're Garbaggio, okay? Drew Brees got it. So throw them in the trash. Tampa Bay, Tom Brady is 1,000, okay? He's a lot closer to death than he is birth. So let's wipe him off the board. And guess what? All of a sudden, you put him there in Carolina. The division sucks. And look at the talent. You got Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore, Christian McCaffrey. He's cryogenically frozen after being injured for the last 2 years. So he'll be in perfect shape for when Aaron Rodgers gets there. Matt Rule, Joe Brady. I'm telling you, people aren't saying it enough, but I am here to speak it into existence. The best landing spot and where he will land is clearly the Carolina Panthers. And he looked good in that blue, that's for sure.
I think if you want to get killed in Carolina, too, because I think the offensive line is like one of the worst offensive lines in football.
It's
so that
bad.
is garbage.
It's pretty bad. Cam Newton was terrible yesterday. He was terrible Sunday. but the offensive line didn't help.
Oh my God!
It
I
was
would
just trash.
if Rodgers wants to die in Carolina, go right ahead. I would not want to go over
Yeah,
there.
God bless him. God bless him.
Yeah.
People, here's the key that you're all missing. When Aaron Rodgers goes, people follow. They're like, "Oh, Aaron Rodgers going to Carolina? Here, I'll play for $5. I want to go play with Aaron Rodgers. He can make water turn into wine. That is one of his God's gifts from the
Jesus.
people. So offensive linemen will start growing off trees, falling from the skies. No big deal. No problem.
Gotcha. All right, Lorenzo, tell me.
Paul, you're right. You're right. Aaron Rodgers is gonna go to the NFC South, but I'm going with Ryan's second choice, the New Orleans Saints. Here's why: Sean Payton, Aaron Rodgers. Imagine that pairing. But Aaron Rodgers, Michael Thomas. Imagine that pairing. Taysom Hill becomes the Robert Tonyan, literally, for that Saints team. The talent's there. He has a better offensive line. And in the case of the Saints, it's all about surpassing Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You need an upgrade at quarterback. Jameis Winston is not the guy. Aaron Rodgers is. He's going to the Bayou.
Wow. You know what? I actually like the Saints concept because there is a veteran play caller there who knows how to deal with a veteran quarterback, an older quarterback, because the time period with Drew Brees. The Saints have a really solid defense. They have a do-it-all running back in Kamara. Yep, I don't know how much I still believe in Michael Thomas. I'm wondering if he's a bit popped after 2 straight years of being dogged with injuries. So I'm a little worried about that. And if you're Aaron Rodgers and you get an opportunity to kind of have an influence on where you're going to play, I don't know if I want to sink my, the little bit of future I have left as like a 38-year-old quarterback in a receiving core that is highlighted by Michael Thomas and a bunch of dudes who, quite honestly, remind me a lot of the Patriots wide receiving core in 2020. So I don't know about that part.
He has those dudes in Green Bay with Lazard and Scaly.
But he has the best wide receiver in the world in Devontae Adams, and that changes a lot. So I don't know. I don't. That part of it is a little shaky. Maybe if something else can happen, I'm there. But my pick, I'm the only one here that's going outside of the NFC, except for Ryan, who went to the AFC West. But I'm going to an entirely different division. I'm looking at one of 2 divisions. I'm looking at either the AFC North or the AFC South. And this one might be a bit of a like, oh my God. But I really like the Pittsburgh Steelers. I really like the Pittsburgh Steelers as an option, and I think that's the best landing spot for him. Ben Roethlisberger is done. He's not the guy anymore. The Steelers have a wealth of wide receivers, options there. They have a solid offensive line. They could be a little bit better at the running game, but their defense is potentially dominant. And you, again, have a head coach who is used to dealing with a veteran quarterback. And if you give Aaron Rodgers an opportunity to win in the AFC North, I think that is a great spot for him to land, just overall. We'll have to see whether or not he get 12 or they want to let, Terry Bradshaw's number or let that ride. But I do think that would be the best spot for him. I also think if you look at the AFC South, Ryan Tannehill is a big old bag of garbage. It's looking real nasty. So the Tennessee Titans. So imagine the Tennessee Titans defense is pretty solid. They have some holes here and there, but overall there's some solid talent there. They got a solid edge rusher. And some couple places they can spruce up on defense, but we know about that offense. Aaron Rodgers has played with solid running backs in his career. Aaron Jones is a really good running back, but Derrick Henry's a whole different thing. He's a whole different situation. And to not only have to be able to hand the ball off to the most dominant pure running back in the NFL, one of the most dominant pure running backs in the history of the NFL at this point. Not only that, but you also have AJ. I don't know what's still left of Julio Jones. I'm still a little bit concerned about what that looks like, but that is another team that I think. But if you ask me to put my number one team would be the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think that is the best potential landing spot for Aaron Rodgers. You have a coach and a quarterback in win now mode in a city that expects to win. And I dig that the most. So we'll see. We'll see.
I just got to say real quick, though, what a weird twist of fate. The team he beat for his only Super Bowl championship could be the team that he ends up going to. That'd be kind of fun.
Be. I like it. I like it.
I'm going the Peyton Manning route. You know, he was with the Colts his whole career, then goes to Denver. I think Rodgers should do that too.
Well, Warren Sapp years ago, he plays on the Bucs. They blow out the Raiders, then he becomes a Raider.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a very nondescript kind of a stint he had there with the Raiders, but I think he had already gone completely insane at that point.